All right, we'll just wait for things to happen here. We'll go live. We have no countdown. We have no countdown or anything like that this time. I just want to go live and work on the jam while I have the opportunity to. So in a previous session, I had an idea of basically defending a planet, and I spent a lot of time off camera trying to come up with some nice art assets, and I'm not very successful at art here, and I'm working alone, so the best I could come up with. Let me turn up my desktop audio. I'll start again. So this is what I had. We have some stuff here. We go in, we play, we click one of these, and this is kind of what we have. And I'm going to be using the same general idea here, the same lighting engine that I've created and everything, but we are going to bring it down and try and do something like this. And bear with me because I do have a phone call coming in. All right, let's try this again. So, this is the idea that I'm going to be doing. I've tried to come up with a palette using what I could find as color tones for OperaGX. So we're going to be doing this, and I've just started creating some of the art. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Outline with inner. Do I want to make that? Okay, copy. And let's just do some of this here, sprite trim. And we're going to save this as planet.png. We're in our asset folder. What else do we have? The work in progress. This is a pretty easy one. This is going to be our bullet. Copy in that. Take our wizard, kind of do that with it. And trim this as well. So this is going to be bullet.png. And I couldn't come up with a nice drawing for a ship. So this is what we're going to end up with. So this is going to be ship.png. And I will need to do UFO as well, because the theme obviously is UFO. So with that in mind, we're going to get rid of what we had and open up this guy. And actually, let's open up our assets that we have here. It's a prototype, defender, not that one, the asset one. So we have this, this, and this. So let's go and just plop them in our sprites. And so we'll name SPR planet. And I'll give you some of the reasons why I'm doing some of this stuff as well. So we can build it together. SPR bullet. Now the bullet and the ship, I'm going to have to go to image and rotate so that it is correct. And let me do this, and let's do 16 by 8. Do I really care? Just want, you know what, I actually don't care. So we're going to trim that again. And let's just make this in the middle center, and the ship middle center, which is good. Edit image, and we need to rotate to put it correctly facing 0 degrees. All right, so the next thing I want to do is grab this. So what I did here, how big is this game? And so using my palette, I want to get this color and that color. And I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to, so I want it the other way. Nope, that's the right way. So I'm just going to go here, zoom out, hold down my space, and give it kind of a nice little effect here. And we're going to copy that and go into our sprites, edit, paste. Yep, make it nice and big. Come up here if we can, as close as we can, and that was off. You know what? Why don't I do it the other way? File, save as, background.png, and import the asset background. Yes. And that one we can have top left. So that means actually on the planet, what I want to do is grab this color. This is GameMaker Studio for this. And I'll paste in my color, which didn't copy, which is great. Cut. Okay. Paste. I find this always messes up. All right, so let's look at our rooms. We need to set up the initial room, which is going to be sprite size 768 by 1024. Like, I'm gonna assume that everyone can do that. So this is the initial room. Let's set the background as, we need to rename that. SPR background. So this is going to be the room that we kind of do everything with. So RM duplicate. All right, so that means that we are going to have initialization, and this is going to be the first room. Then we're going to duplicate that one to be menu. Duplicate that one to be game, then high score. All right, so in the objects, I should pull over my Trello board as well. So let me bring that up. Trello, where are you? You are right here. So this is kind of what we're going to be working on. I've not done any of this stuff, but just it's going to keep track of everything for me. So let's make sure that we have some of these global things in here. So this is going to be our object. Initialize. And we're going to have a create event. So we'll say global dot is paused equals false, global dot high score equals 0. And this is where we would load in the high score when we have one. And then a room underscore go to RM menu. So that's pretty simple. We're just going to go in here and throw that guy up there. So in the menu, we'll just call this object menu for now, because we're not going to do anything to get the game running. Room go to, we want to go to RM underscore game. Like I said, we just want to get everything running. So in the menu, we are going to skip over everything and just move on to the next room for now. And in the next room is our actual game. So in here, I need to say we have a viewport and it is visible, and the properties of our camera is going to be equal to the width and height of our room. So that by 1024. And then we will just do the same thing for the viewport. The viewport is your window size. And now that we have a camera in there, let's create a new object. DJ camera, and we need an add event, step event, add event, create event. So in here, let's do a short variable for camera, because this is going to be, was it view camera 0, and then camera x equals was it camera get view x? No, is it get view x? Yeah, camera. So these are the short form variables. Then we'll have shake x and shake y. And let's use some of the new 2.3 functions. So in here, we'll do shake, which equals a function. It's going to add 2 parameters in here. And all it's going to do is shake x equals x, shake y equals y. And then we'll do shake step. It's a function where shake equals lerp from whatever it is to 0 using 0.2. Sorry, that's shake x and shake y. Now shake y and shake x. So in the step event, we always want to make sure that we are going to reset shake. And if we need to, we already have the camera. So we say camera x equals, how did I do this before? So I have the variable and I need to add it onto the variable. So camera, actually, let's just copy and paste what we have here. And then we're going to plus shake x plus shake y, camera set view position, camera x, camera y with a comma. And just to test it, that's going to, should make the sprite a little bit bigger. We're going to tile everything in case it goes outside. Yeah, that's right. So object. So in here we need camera, which is going to be this guy. We can lock that because we don't want anything else. And then in here, we'll just keep it object 4. Nope, can't. What did I say that for? Delete instances. Object 4. Go in there. If we hit whatever spacebar, var instance equals camera. Nope. Instance find object camera. Find the first one. If instance is not equal to no one, then instance shake will say 5 and 10. And that means that in the game room, let's add an asset layer for now. And in the asset layer, let's just throw our planet in there. I just want to make sure this camera is going to work. And we never reset back, which is great. Okay, so we have this. So that's what it is. Okay, so okay. So these are the original values. I am having a brain fart right now. I did set that right. Yeah, X and Y. And X and Y. Back to 0. And then, so I need to take this position. Its current position plus that position. So that's the next one. And then I need to lerp. This equals current version. It's going to be go to from there to there. I just want to see if this is going to work. My brain is not working right now. I'm not sure why. All right, let's just do it old school way then. Camera current. So we're getting the current values of the camera. And then on the step event, we need to say that the camera underscore current X is equal to this here. So this would be no, Mickey, what are you doing? So in here, this is what we need. I'm drawing a huge brain fart. Give me a second here. So let me write it down. Okay, so I have the position and then the current position. And when I shake, then instead of using these values, I want to say that plus equals that, and the y plus equals the y. All right. And then in this part, I want to say that this is going to equal wherever it is, go back to that position, and we'll do something faster. So now this becomes this, y positions. And then in here, we just need to set it to the current X, current Y. Let's see if this is going to work here. Nice. Okay. Now that that brain fart's over, what we can do is we can start doing some of this. All right, so get rid of assets, get rid of object 4. This is going to be our planet. Our planet's always going to be in the background. I said delete. Object, planet. And in here, let's assign that sprite. And then let's drop this guy in. He's going to be huge, but let's put him kind of right down here. And what I want to have happen is randomization, randomize. Direction equals choose -1, 1. And then angle equals 4. 3, sure. In the step event, we will say image angle equals angle times the direction, which will either be left or right. So that should give us a spinning Earth here. Very slowly. Let's make sure this is working. We'll say 5. I've done something wrong here. Oh, that's a plus. Oops. Okay, so Earth spinning, perfect. We're probably gonna have to be point something here, yeah. Let's do 0.2. We'll do a little bit slower, 0.8. Yep, that's good. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to start doing my particles again. I had them in the last one. I thought they were great. So let's do a group called particles. And in here, object, particle, star field. So we need a step event. We need and a create event. Okay, so let's close everything. Close our room. So in here, we need a particle system. So part system create to create that particle system. Then we also need a particle type. So we will create the particle type. In here, let's set that particle type's shape to be a PT shape pixel. So we have a pixel in there. Part type size. We're setting the minimum size to 0. 1, maximum size to 1. Let's do 2 and minus that. So it's going to always scale down. Part type alpha. We want alpha 2 because we only need 2 of them. So it's going to start at 1 and go to 0 alpha. So it's going to fade out. And then the part type life for that particle is 200 to 300 frames. Now we need an emitter. So part emitter create on that particle system. Part emitter region for the particle system that includes the emitter. It's going to start at 0, and the room max or room width will be our X max. Start at 0, room height. So we are just drawing a basic square over the entire thing. And then the shape, PS shape rectangle. And then what is it for distribution? PS dis. I never understand those ones, but whatever. So now that we have this, the next thing we need to do is just say part emitter, and we want to stream it. We don't want to burst. This particle system, this emitter, that type. Let's do -5. So every 5 frames, there's a chance to create one of these particles. And the other thing I really want to do, and I'd have to look it up here. What is it? Part system depth or something? Yeah. So in here, on this one, get layer. I basically want to get the planet layer and then add one above it. So layer depth. That's the function that I want. Just take a string. Layer ID unique value. That's not what I want. General layer functions. Get ID. Layer name is a string. Okay. Now, what was that? Layer get ID. So in here, I'm gonna pass this. Why is layer depth? Is this setting the layer depth? No, I don't want that. Get layer depth. Okay, so and then in here, what did we name it? I think it was like background. Nope, planet. So we need to make sure we lock that. Okay, so set that to that, and it's going to be planet +1. So +1, and let's make a little comment. Set particle system to just above planet. All right. Let's create another one in here. Just name this particles and throw down our star field. Let's see if we have a star field working now. And we do, and they're not going in front of the planet, which is good. Okay, so next steps. Let's see, what have I got here? Where is my thing? This guy. All right, so yeah, that's done. Palette is done. Title we'll work on. So let's do rotate slowly. Okay, so let's do this player right now because he will be one of the difficult ones that we have. So in here, object player, let's assign that player and create a step event. And basically what we want to do is in here, whenever the planet gets created, we then want to create the player on top, I think. Is that how I want to do it? So let's set this up. You know what? Just in case we actually do win, global.number of players equals 1. So in the planet, we will say initialize that player. So we are instance repeat the number of players we have. So in here, it's instance create depth. And what we need to do is we can choose. So XX is going to be a random range between, we'll say 64 and room width -64 to give us some space. YY equals dbox top. And then padding X equals 64, padding Y equals, I'm not sure, 32. So then we'll change this to be the padding. And this be plus padding of Y. So then we create at those positions at the current depth -1 object layer. Right, so we should get a random player on our screen now. He's over there. I'm gonna move him up 64 as well. Just is that minus? Yeah, we go up. That's why. Let's do 32. This is actually going to change as soon as the player also gets created. Because instance planet equals ID. So then in here, in the create event, instance planet equals no one. Gets set on creation from planet. Then we will say here point direction equals whatever point direction based off the instance planet.x. The planet's y position, our mass x, and our mass y. So that gives us the angle that we are facing. And then we say equals planet x plus, we also need two things here. We need adding x, adding y. So let's set those as well. That. So we're just passing in variables into our instance player here. What do I have that open? I don't know. Okay, so then we take that plus the length direction of x based on the planet x or padding x plus the direction. Not even sure this is going to work. I think I've messed this up, but whatever. We shall see. X equals xx, y equals yy. Change this above. All right, what do we mess up here? A whole lot. Because the x location of that planet is fine. This needs to be bbox top, I think. Oh, and probably minus. Yeah, look at me go up. Let's see here. We're just thinking, I guess I also need to image angle. That's that. So that x plus that. Why am I constantly moving up though? And I'm not going over here. Oh yeah, my bbox top is going up and down. That's right. That's actually kind of funny. So really, we'll do it like this. We'll do it like this to make it easier. And we'll unlock the planet, drag it up, lock it again. So now we can use that Y position. At least I won't be going up and down, but I'm not rotating correctly. Okay, so let's fix this back to the center to make the rotation work. Go to the game, drag this guy down. About there. Lock that. In here, we need an offset. So original y, original position y equals 0. Or we will say, we know it's never going to be -4. will never be -4, so special number. So then in here, we will say if that equals -4, then we just want to escape. So this equals instance planet.bbox top. So this is going to get us the top, and then just run. It won't run anything underneath that. So this will make it so we stop moving up and down. Now I need to make it so it goes all the way around here. So that means that planet X, planet Y, mouse X, and mouse Y. Then I need whatever that is, plus it's not padding, it's going to be the size of the planet. Let's say it's 768. So what is the size of that? 768 and 768. Layer 68. So that puts us way up there. Now, time for some show debug message YY. I should almost install what is it? The live coding one. I can't remember what it is. Um, 32. So that puts me at the top, right? Yeah. So 768. Sorry, just trying to think here. That's 700. I got in there. I need it to curve. I'm not sure why it's not curving here. Origin, the length plus the direction. And that is the direction. And then set my X position to that, my Y position to that. That's going to be the top. Probably X. Oh, don't I need to set? So those are my next positions. The planet. Now let's say doesn't matter. And 60. So I'm at 1,000, which is down there. What is After that. That one might be minus. But okay, so that puts me up there. So this that I really care about, not particles. Planet. So this is sprite width divided by 2. Let's enclose that. X is fine. It's this. Sprite height divided by 2 plus 64 padding. Maximize that. Because then this becomes padding X and padding Y. And we are back to almost, because my circle is a little bit off. Guess I'll make it the same. Let's do plus 32. All right, that took longer than it should have. So the next thing we need to do is actually want more stars because that's bothering me. So every 3 frames, it can create 1. Yeah. All right, so whenever this guy, the player, make sure I close everything, create step maximums. So those are the finals. If mouse check pressed and be left, then actually the other thing I want in here, instance camera, there's no one. If this not equal no one, then that shake random range -5, no, -10 and 10. Random range -10 and 10. And then, so I don't even care about this anymore because I'm not using it. So let's get rid of it. Camera. And I will say if that equals no one, instance find object camera. Is there one called instance first? Let's create a quick little wrapper script. Instance first, and what we're going to pass in is the object. And return instance find object 0. I can do that and get rid of that. All right, so if we have a camera, then we're going to shake. So let's make sure that this is working. And it is working. You can see the earth is kind of shaking there. We need to get rid of the mouse cursor at some point. But the next thing I want to do is the bullet. Create step, then other view outside. Or we just say outside the room. Since destroy because we don't need it anymore. So when we go outside the room, we obviously don't want to have that bullet to continue going. So, sorry, I'm just looking also on my little sheet that I've made here. So let's do some of these other things. All right, sorry. We have a child out at a baseball game right now. Anyway, so this is going to have some particles and some scaling. And then because of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say scale step equals a function. It's going to do something. Death / cleanup. Death equals function. And we're at least going to destroy ourselves and then remove particles. Okay, so let's see. We would say image x scale equals 8. Let's make it nice and big. Y scale equals whatever we set that to. Actually, we'll keep them separate for now. And then that means that this equals lerp, whatever that is, go back to 1 at 60%. Same with the Y position. So that will handle our scaling force already. And we also need to give it a speed. Let's give it a speed of 10. Okay, so when we press down on the left mouse button, create bullet. So in here, VR instance bullet equals instance create. And let's use create layer at this time. And in the room, room game, above the planet, we're going to create a new one called bullets. And this is also going to be locked because we're not doing anything with it. So in here, we are going to create the X and Y location of our player using that layer object underscore bullet, which I apparently have not named yet. Let's name that. All right, and then we take this, we say the image angle equals whatever way we are currently facing, which is the P direction. And then the direction of that bullet is also going to be whatever way our ship is currently facing. So this should at least get the bullet flying and in the air. The only thing I need to do is call the scale step, which will scale it down. And let's see what we got. So that is an ugly bullet. I mean, it's not bad over here. But what I want to do is go to the player, and in here we need to add some code. VRXX equals X. VRYY equals Y plus the length, direction, and let's give it a padding of 16 based off of our P direction. So whatever way we're facing, we're just giving this bullet a tiny bit of padding, so it's not necessarily directly on the player. Let's change this to something like 4 and 2 and 8. All right, and I didn't click on it. I think I did that wrong. So it looks like, why does it look like I'm moving my actual, oh, I am. Variables. So in here, let's just do this. Create that, and we will do it like this. Say the image angle. Actually, I do need that later on. Direction, and then X equals that, Y equals that. Get rid of all that cleanup. Now I shouldn't be moving my ship. A lot smoother. All right, so the next thing I want to do is create some particles for that bullet. So this will be SPR particle circle 16. Sure. Not even sure 16. 16 is too big. Definitely. Has to be. So let's choose 8. Edit the image. Take my circle. Beautiful. Beautiful circle. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is create that particle system again. So what I'll do is I'll go up here, duplicate that, and name it bullet trail. Words. How do you work it, eh? Okay, so actually the one thing I forgot in the star field is going to be the destroy event. And so basically what we need to do is we need to say the type we want to destroy it. T part emitter destroy. What is that? Destroys all the emitters based on that particle system. Yes, PE, and then part system destroy. We're just doing this so that we clean up our memory. We're nice about it. Okay. So in here, what we need to do is we need to change a few things. So this, we need to look for bullets with an S. Check on that. Bullets with an S. And then add 1 to it. Now, instead of a shape, we're going to use a part type sprite. There it is. And so part type sprite, SPR, particle circle 8, is not animated. Don't worry about stretching and don't need to start in a random spot. Now the size, let's do 0 or 1.5. Let's make this go faster. The alpha will have the same, and let's change this to 50 and to, no, we'll say 100. Now, to create an emitter, 0 and 1, we're basically just creating a small little pixel here, the rectangle and everything. Now we need to do a couple more things with this. We need a set position, which is going to be a function because we need to set the position of this emitter over time, and then update position equals function, and we are basically updating that region there. Okay, so set position, that means that we need to have a target to follow. So we'll say target, following target equals no one. And then we are going to pass in a target. So position, that equals whatever that is. And then in here, we will take, we'll say x minus 1, x plus 1, y minus 1, and y plus 1. So we are basically just following that target. And then, so the next thing we need to do in the step event is we need to update the position, which updates the emitter. And then let's say same stuff here. So all I need to do is in the step, I need to say if this does not equal no one, then do those things there. Right? Looks right. So when we create the bullet then needs to create, needs to create the particles. Check chat, nothing on chat. That's good. Good and not good. Okay, so to create these guys, instance trail equals instance 3 depth at the Y position depth plus 1 because we want it behind it. And we want to generate the bullet trail particles. And then with this guy, we want to say set position to be this particular bullet. Got that, expected that. Yep, you did. Okay. So it creates those bullets. Let's see how this looks. Oh, okay, so cannot find instance. That's right, because it gets destroyed. So on death, we have to say we could either do this, use the width, or we could just say instance destroy and pass in the ID, but this is fine. Let's see if this works. Oh. What else we got here? Because it goes out of the room, but this one is particularly looking for something. Okay, so update position. Let's go in here. I'm not sure how much this will cost if instance exists. Not sure how much of a cost that will be. I should turn on some debugging here. Destroy. Actually, that's not bad. That's kind of a catch-all right there. So now I don't even need this. Oh, wait. You know what? It would have worked. It would have worked fine. I'm not calling death. So, get rid of this check because I bet that is a little costly to do every time. And in here, of death. So let's fire one. That. And maybe I'll make it go left and right sometimes. Oh yeah, and turn on my screen shake again. Gotta have that screen shake. Here, shake equals 20. That. Maybe 20 is much, but who knows? Perfect. So the only other thing I want to do is in this bullet trail, when I'm doing this stuff here, I mean, this shouldn't be costing a lot because we are. Oh, hey, thanks. Thanks, man. Random range, we could just say random 1. Do magic missiles, yeah. Maybe 1's not enough. Let's do 5. I'm just trying to add as much little effects that I can. So now they're moving just slightly off. Let's do 10. 10. Okay. Let's look at my sheet. What do I got here? Yeah, that's a huge thing. I need to figure out some kind of effects I'm going to have for when the player moves left and right here. Let's do global. Let's I didn't even draw any enemies yet either, which what can I make as enemies with this palette? Have to be UFOs. Over here. UFO. It's like a hamburger. Yes, that is true. That is true. I'm just really trying to stay within these colors. I'm gonna have to go outside the colors of these. um yeah, I should try that. Basically what I ended up doing is I went to OperaGX and I just took a look at their page and I grabbed some colors from their page. And that's how I came up with that palette. Well, they're not smart. I'm not sure. It's really hard to draw stuff with these colors. Well, since I need some ideas for that, right also on my board here. Power ups. Right versus each other. Let me at least get the title screen out of the way. It's a big card. So that was the menu. A sprite. Progress. Copy. Edit. Sprite trim. All the way up here. New sprite. Edit. Paste. Yep. Down in the corner. I should really just export these. Title. SPR title. Objects. Title. Progress. So I know I'm going to need a font. Okay, well, let's get this working at least. Object, title, text. I want to use a path. It might be the easiest thing to do. Path. New path. Start from here and go roughly right there. It's the center. $768. Where's the center again? 768 divided by 2 is 384. We'll go to my path. 384. Okay. Paths go. Path, title, text. Oh, not the sprite. This guy. Path, start, that, speed, 4. Path action, P action, path action. Path action, stop. I might change this to code. Oh, I won't see it because it goes too fast. Object menu. So don't do that anymore. Boop, 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 boop. So once the path ends, it will have variable called and float equals false. So in here, other append can float is true. And then in the step event, if that's false, don't do anything. Then the y position equals what is the remaining y? Right now, they're based on mouse movement, but I can easily put in keyboard motions for 2 players because they want local multiplayer. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to put in some keyboard stuff at the end, but only enable it when it is 2 players. So we are going to send that timer plus equals 1 times 10. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's do 0.01, something to make it really slow. $100 pixels is too much. Float by 25 pixels up and down. Now, some fonts. Create a font. Menu. And delete. So according to this, I need start game space my score options and then all the numbers in that range. Make this 18. Regenerate, yes. That like that. It's too small. All right, menu. Nope, that's the broom. Sorry, just trying to think in my head of the things that I want to do here. So in here, selected value equals 1. For fun, draw, set. Right, let's make a wrapper function. We'll probably use it somewhere else. Draw set line takes the horizontal and vertical alignment. Draw set H align to that. And the vertical to that. So horizontal is FA center, FA middle for that stuff. Draw set color, C white. Draw set alpha. I should just say draw. Reset. Let's make another one. Scripts. Draw. Reset. Just does that stuff. So we reset it, we do that. Draw. Draw set font. FNT menu, right? Have I named it? Yeah. Nope. FNT menu. Draw text. Just throw something in to see if it's working. What I say? Start game. Put it underneath. Options. Hi Edward, how are you doing? Or so that is working, okay. So I don't want that one in there. I'm trying to get something before the date is over. Room height, and 2, put rolls in the middle. I really don't think I'm going to win, but like I always say, it's fun to do. It's very fun. Over here, 32 is to 64. So let's add some text padding equals 64. Switch, selected value, case 1, case 0. Who knows? I mean, I have seen some nice ones posted so far. They're pretty neat. Draw line at x minus 100, y plus 100, y should be 2. Plus text adding plus 10. Get over there. That's wrong. So it's minus. Minus. Math. I do so yeah, I still have 9 days. Selected value is 1, so that's too far. Let's for now put this in the middle so I can see what I'm doing. And this is literally my like 4th or 5th prototype. Okay, so let's keep moving this up. So 16.8. I'm basically I'm making some underlines here. And the thought process was to have the start screen, like these options come flying in, and just to give it a little bit of juice. I'm literally just trying to plaster as much as I can here from my brain. Yeah, life gets in the way of a lot of things. It's disappointing. 3, 4, your thickness equals 0. Thickness less than 5. Yep, got a bracket. So that this is called VR10 plus temp variable. Make a thick line. 12. So case 2. Text adding. Set this to 2. Little bit. 12, 14. What was, man? Right. Take you and you, so see what it looks like with the same one. Where's that? Undo, copy, the letter C, that, and that. They look the same. Okay. So selective value is that, and now I have to say step event if keyboard. Nope. I want to do regions. Why am I doing it this way? Why am I doing it that way? Let's do object title button start object button. I'll take these two and create event. I'm going to draw a step and delete. You are responsible for instance create depth minus 99. You're responsible for creating the buttons. Object title button start. So in here, it's going to do that for now. The draw, you're only going to do that. And then we are going to say if is hover on hover, if on hover. Do this stuff. Means we need a new variable for this. It's false. So if we're going to hover it, then move down 12, draw a nice line. So every step, this is going to be false. So this is a reset. If the mouse X, how can I get this stuff here? So this would be text width 0, text height 0, and this is going to be set text width, string width, which means we also need this. Text equals start game. Try not to duplicate a whole bunch of code. Text width, height, and height. That based on the font. So if the mouse X is bigger than the X position minus the text width, let's do this in multiple steps so we can get it working. And it's less than that, then hover is true. Okay. Just want to bring that down. 16. 3. Then we say same thing if the Y position is bigger than that minus the height. This is another one. If it's less than Y, that's that. So let's check the Y position. And if everything is correct, then we can join all these together and we have a new button here. Amy Whittle. Do I like that line? Yes and no. Let's put in the other one to see if we actually like it. So create step. These should really be parents. So this is going to be a options. Let's take that plus 32. Yep. And this guy needs to also create the options button. I need to separate them more. So 32 is wrong, 64. The only other thing I was thinking is making it so the on hover, instead of doing that, would do a draw rectangle 0 Y position plus 16 room width Y position minus 16, something like that. Outline false. Draw set alpha 0.2. Set color C. Let's do gray for now. This is only on the options. I mean, that one, if I could have them closer together, that would be okay. I'm going to keep that in just because. Button start, draw on the hover, comment that out, paste that in. 48. Oh yeah, not resetting up there. Wait, that is. There's no draw event. It's a picture. Yeah, still doesn't matter because always call draw reset. That's what I'm missing here. You get both of them. Okay, let's forget this for now and keep the line in there. And then change this to 64 like it was. Get rid of that. Start. Right click. I don't know what the idea that is. So what I can do, I can set this to say minus 99, x equals lerp x width divided in half. This might be too much going on. That was fine. 0.8. Let's do the same for this. Options, step. So then the X position, what did I say? Minus 99 or something? What did I say? I said minus 99. So this should make them fly in at the same time. Who knows if that's good or not. And when we click on start game, so if we are in here, we can cheat by saying if on hover and if the mouse button released, we left one. Then room underscore go to RM game, which will start up our game. Okay, so now let's get my last prototype. I had some sounds. So I made those sounds. So I'm going to copy them in. So the one thing I want to do, I wish it was a collapse all button. It probably is. Maybe you don't look for it. Script, we want this one just to be play underscore sound. And we accept a sound clip. And then we are going to use something new in 2.3. So we'll say modify pitch equals false. So then we could say if that, then do that, otherwise do that. And then audio, play sound, play the clip, priority 10. I forget what the priority does. So I'd have to look it up. No, it's not looping. So if we are modifying the sound, then we want audio, sound, pitch, just down here. So modify the clip based on a random range between 0.8 and 1.2 to give it a little bit of randomness. Otherwise, we set it to 1. Okay, so that's right. So let me go and grab the sounds that I had here. Prototypes, assets, add a shot. Sounds. Break that guy in. SND shot, not ship. Shot. So now when I go to my player, step event, player, step event, create bullet, play sound. Play sound SND shot. Now we should have a little bit of a randomized shot. I think I have my, I'll turn up my desktop a lot. Now we have a little bit of a randomized shot here. Let's we have that. We have that. I guess the lighting, the simple lighting system. Let's do the one thing I did notice. Let me change to HTML5, and I'm going to bring this guy over. And so if I hit F5 here, one thing I did notice is once in a while, the HTML5 sometimes takes a while to load up. At least a little bit of a lighting engine. So that still looks fine in HTML5, which is nice. Oh, I also need, come on, in here, was it debug overlay? Debug. True, I know this is gonna, oh, cancel. I don't want HTML5 anymore. Windows, clear, stop, clean, play. And play. So yeah, we're totally fine right now. 6,000, 5,000 FPS. Oh, I can't make it anything else. Just Control S on my game. Better save it. Let me check what I have. I mean, that's halfway done. But I just don't want it sitting in there. Options screen. We'll get to cost bosses, enemy lighting engine. So for the lighting engine, what do I want to do? I want to have the planet. Okay. Gotta think of this here. So SPR circle. Wait, I don't know. 64. I don't know why I added that on the end. SPR circle white 64. And we are going to draw a circle and fill it in. Actually, let's home, new. Let's do something like this. A sprite, that guy, all the way down. So in this one, full white. The alpha we want to be 128. And put there and boom. Then I want to take another circle and make a full alpha. And to get it in GameMaker, little red at the top so I know where to paste it in. Edit, paste. Boop. And delete that. Okay, so object, inputting lights. So this is going to be pretty simple. We're going to have a surface of the lights to equal -1. And if that surface exists was false, then what we want to do is a surface create based on the room width and room height. Assign it. Then surface set target that surface reset target draw surface that at 0 and 0 for the top left. Right, so anything in here, engine code. Okay, so I want this in my game. So let's put it in there right now. And it needs to be above the particles, I think. Light TV. Third row. and locked. So in here, I want to say anytime I come across the planet, then we want to draw sprite, extend it, SPR circle, white 64. No, it's not animated at the X and Y position. Oh, hello, Dan. How are you? X and Y position of the planet. And then the X scale, just going to guess right now, 10 and 10. Image angle as the rotation, C, white, and 1. I'm ending soon, and then I'll come see you, don't worry. So what we need to do is need raw color to be make color RGB. And where's my palette here? We're going to make it this 19, 16, 25. 19, 16, 25. As long as my dyslexia didn't get me 19, 16, 25, it's all good. Draw alpha equals 0.6. So once we set the target, we're going to basically draw an entire square. So we'll draw clear alpha at draw color and draw alpha. So we're setting a square. And then do I want to write another wrapper? I think I do, because they're fun to do. So instead of setting the blend mode every single time and resetting it, let's create a script. Let's call this with blend mode with an E. It's not silent. And in here, we need a mode and then a callback. Oh, that's not how you do it. And then so in here, VR original mode equals GPU get blend mode. So we get that blend mode. Then we say GPU set blend mode. And we're going to set it to whatever mode we pass in. And then we are going to run that callback function. And then we are going to reset the blend mode back to the original. So this just saves me for having to say reset back to normal every single time. So I can just, here at the very top, I could say GPU set blend mode to blend mode normal. Now, whatever I do will always be reset to normal. All right, so with the planet, I want to set it to a blend mode of subtract, and then run this anonymous function here, which is just going to draw a sprite 64 times 10, which is going to be huge. So let's just make sure that this is actually cutting out the circle. I can't tell here. I don't think it is. So with that, do that. Let's make this a lot bigger just so we can see what's going on. Okay, so there, it's cutting it out right there. So I want it to be, sure, 14. Nothing like some good old debugging here. So if we cut it out, then with the next blend mode, which will be VM add, I want to do the same thing. See red 0.4. Now I'll have to really tone that down. Well, at least it's working. All right, so engine code. So with the object of a bullet, subtract a huge one. So this will just puncture a hole in that darkness right now. Looks kind of funny. Let's set this to something a little bit higher. Let's say 8. Just want to see. Let's see what's going on here. Oh yes, it looks that way because that's how I drew it. That is how I drew it. So let's just copy all that. Now we get the fun things of fooling around with sprites here. That, Bill. Copy, paste. Now it won't look so weird. I like how it kind of fades out. I didn't even do that. So when I encounter a bullet, let's choose a Y scale of something a little more ridiculous. Oh, X scale. The other thing I need to do is make a muzzle flash. 1.2. How long have I been streaming anyway? It's not bad. Okay, so 4. Just give it a little bit of a circle there. I'll work on the glow of that. So we need a muzzle flash. And how do we want to do that? We can cheat and say 768. Apply. Fill it with white. SPR. Full screen. White. And object. And full screen muzzle, which includes that guy. Create step. If image alpha is less than 0, instance destroy. Image alpha equals lerp. Image alpha 2 negative 1 0.08. Whenever I shoot, create bullet, player sound, create muzzle, instance, create. Nope, that's not how to spell create. Create layer. I think this will probably be the last thing I do. Full screen. Then I will stop working on this for now. 0, 0. So I'm going to do at the top left object, full screen muzzle. And did I have that set to top left? I did. This might look horrible. Start game. Why is it all the way up there? Height. Width 1024. Height 768. That's not right. It's this. The height is that, not the width. And now we hit play, and we cheat it with our muzzle flash. That will give someone epilepsy. I can't have that. So let me object effect muzzle. And we're going to go back into the planet, and we want it to happen depth -1. And in here, we are going to use the 64. Just want to see what this looks like. Yeah, I'm drawing at the top left. Of course, that's not going to do anything. Player, get rid of that game room. X and Y location of our player, which will really end up being the bullet in the end. So fast I can't see anything. Do this. I guess my lighting engine is taking everything out. So with object, effect, muzzle, set the blend mode to subtract. And then all I want to do is draw self because it's already white. Should be fine, right? That's really hard to tell. Draw sprite, send it sprite index, index number xy image number, image spelled correctly, x scale, y scale, image angle, c white alpha. All right, let's see if that circle exists now. Start. Goodness, come on. Don't do that. I just want to get this working. Specified layer does not exist. Does that not exist? In the muzzle, in the crate, I don't have anything. Okay. Bullets. Depth. Not layer. All right, so now let's go back here. Take away the alpha, so that will at least get the object to be destroyed. And then engine lights, maximize. This would be the image alpha. And I will change that back to the image X and Y scale. Image, not U scale, image Y scale. Spelled correctly. That's spelled correctly. I need to change the position of that muzzle, which is going to be that, instance, muzzle, image X scale equals 2. I'm going to save the Y scale as the same, which is incorrect. Why? And actually, this draw do not draw. So it's only for the engine light. I'm not sure if I like that. You can tell you don't like that. But it's something I can fix up. And final thing, Once I'm done with that, add. Add white into it, so take it out. That's still the function I don't want. All right, well, I will play with that, but I think this was a good start. Regardless, I have Y scale about 2 times. I'm pretty happy with this compared to my drawing that I had. Look at that, because Y scale is actually okay. Player, Y scale, and the X scale is going to be the same. So 10 and 10 for now. And I'm going to leave it and fix this guy right here. That. Don't need that. Probably error again. So I'll leave it like that. I have some particle effects in there. I have bullets. And at least part of the lighting engine working. Anyway, yes. Thank you all for watching. This will be up on YouTube for everyone to copy or get ideas from, or find out some of the things I've been doing with GameMaker Studio 2.3. But yeah, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and have a good night.